to another video.
So based on my Instagram poll that we did a few days ago, you guys wanted to know about the living costs in Germany. So today we are going to explain 7 topics breaking down about the living costs in Germany, starting with rent.
In Germany, rent is like the highest expense of your living cost usually.
Yep.
Roughly, people calculate a third of your net salary, which means after the taxes. And it's also usually split up in 2 parts. You have the base rent, which we call cold rent, and the ancillary or side costs that add up to your total rent. The side costs are then like usually electricity, but that's not covered in your rental agreement. You have to get that on the side. What is usually covered in the side cost is heating, garbage disposal, street cleaning, wastewater, everything the municipality charges the house owner for. Cold rent can have pretty hardcore variances between cheap and expensive depending on where in the city you want to live and which city you choose to live in. So, for example, like a lot of people know the city of Berlin, right, our capital city. If you're looking for a 30 to 40 square meter apartment, which is like the one person, single room apartment kind of thing, you can expect anything to be paid between 183 euros to almost 2,000 euros in cold rent. So like your side costs are coming on top of that. So you can add another 200 to those numbers. The variance comes between living on the outskirts of the city center or living directly smack in the city center near the Brandenburger Gate. Same goes for Munich. It starts at 445 usually, also goes up to 2,000 for the smallest one-room apartments. Let's say you want to move in with a friend, then you have usually like 40 to 60 square meters, like 2 rooms. Usually starts at around 500 in almost most cities. Only cheaper one is Cologne with 237 and my hometown of Bielefeld with 212. And then it goes up to almost like over 5,000 in Munich for a like 60 square meter apartment with 2 rooms. 70 square meters, which is like 3 rooms for like a small family, usually like 2 adults, 1 kid. You can look anywhere from like 500 euros in most cities.
So usually you have to make some sacrifices. Do you prefer to live in the middle of the town but you have a smaller room? Or do you prefer to have a bigger room but you have to live a bit outside of the town, which is more affordable, right? But I guess that's the case for almost every country.
Yeah, and usually in Germany, the closer your apartment is to public transport, the more expensive it is. So you might be able to chip off, there's like 50-60 euros in rental difference. For the side costs with water and heating, heating also sometimes is not included. Most apartment buildings though have central heating, so you have little counters on the heating radiators and they will count how much heat you used.
The next topic is one of my favorite, which is food.
the supermarkets we have here, they range in like, first they range in quality of the food, but second, the most difference is the price. For me, like from my personal experience, the cheapest supermarket you can get to is Lidl.
Yep.
I would say like a full grocery of like weekly groceries is like 40-45 euros.
For 2 persons.
Yeah.
So one of the cheapest supermarkets in Germany are Netto, Lidl and Aldi.
Yeah.
If you want to go a step higher, you can go to Rewe or Kaufland.
They have these super massive supermarkets where you also can buy other items than just food, because Aldi, Lidl and Netto, they are really just for groceries, like really just food. Whereas at Rewe you can also buy books, CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays and stuff like that. You're more close to 50 euro per week groceries now. The most expensive supermarket is Edeka. Edeka at least is like 20-25% above Rewe. I have to say their vegetable and fruit section is way better than any other ones, so credit for that.
So we would say around 40 to 60 euros for 2 persons in 1 week, right?
Yeah, that's our spending at the moment. Like it ranges between 40 and 60.
This is of course if you go to the supermarket. If you eat outside, it's going to be more expensive.
Yeah.
Now, for some food items which we cannot find in the normal supermarkets, obviously we're going to go to the Asian store because they have more Asian selection. Jasmine rice and then some Indonesian seasonings, Asian seasonings for, I don't know, pad thai, fried rice. We also buy our tofu in the Asian supermarket.
Yeah.
Now, talking about eating outside, obviously the price is going to vary as well depending on what you're going to eat and where you're eating them, but we can give you an example of how much it's going to cost. Let's start with Normal restaurant. So for a normal casual main course, more or less it will be 15 euros. But if you go to a fast food restaurant like McDonald's and KFC, for like a complete meal for one person with a drink, it's like 7 euros.
Yeah.
The other cheaper option is to go to Imbiss, which is like a food stall, right?
Yeah, the German version of street food.
Which is where you usually get bratwurst or fries.
Currywurst.
Yeah, currywurst, which I don't like.
3 euros, 3.50 is usually the price for like currywurst. Maybe with a small portion of French fries.
Yeah, all of the prices we are giving you here is based on our experience, and obviously it's going to vary depending on where you're going and what you are buying.
Exactly.
The next topic is taxes and insurance.
The most fun part in Germany.
Yep, not. This is also a bit difficult because it varies again depending on how much you earn and if you're married or not married, if you have kids.
If you're working full-time in Germany, you can expect at least between 30 and I think like 42 is the highest percentage of your salary that you get. First item that will be cut is your income tax. I think it ranges around like 14.5 or 14.9%.
Yeah.
Which is not that high. The next big item that you're spending is your health insurance that gets deducted from your paycheck, which is mandatory in Germany, so like you cannot avoid paying it, and that sits as of this year at I think 14.9% as well, so like already almost 15% each of your salary being.
But your employer is paying half of it.
Yeah, exactly. Like your employer also has to pay 15% income tax and the health insurance as well, so it's split 50-50. Yeah, and then you have like 3 insurances that are listed together, which is just like 3% or something each or something. One is the pension insurance, then unemployment insurance. So in the case you lose your job, you get like 12 months of 60% of your salary. That only works if you worked for 1 year full-time without interruption. So like if you paid in for 1 year without interruption, you are eligible for it, otherwise you are not. In most cases, I recommend everybody to get a private liability insurance here in Germany, because it covers a lot of stuff when you go out and you accidentally scratch somebody's car, or you break something by accident or something. That will be covered by this insurance. And most of the time it ranges between 90 and 100 euros per year, so it's very affordable and it can even save you a lot of hassle. And when you're renting, get a so-called Hausratversicherung, which covers all the stuff that's in your apartment against water damage, electricity damage, and all this kind of stuff. So
yes, on one hand, we are paying a lot of percentage from our salary into the taxes and insurances, but on the other hand, we sort of get the benefit. The next topic is public transportation or normal transportation.
Transport in general, I guess.
Yeah. As we all know, in Germany, the public transportation is quite good. We have metro, we have train, we have buses, and the price varies a lot depending on where you live, once again.
Yeah.
And if you get a single ticket or if you have subscription per month, if your subscription is subsidized or if it's not subsidized.
Usually public transport are set up in like rings around the city. If you're in the inner city, that's one price category. If you move out one step, that's the next one. And so I will tell you about the inner city ones. You expect it to be more expensive the further outside the city you actually live and you have to commute into the city. For Cologne, which is close to us, a single journey ticket for the inner city core will run you 3 euros, which allows you to travel for 120 minutes. A monthly ticket, if you get the subscription, will run you 89,40 euro. You basically have unlimited travel. You can travel round the clock. And on the weekends, you get the benefit of taking another person with you, free of charge. Hamburg, for example, a normal ticket is 3.50 euro for the Hamburg city core. And then a monthly ticket will run you 92.40.
And if you have the subscription, you can take either the metro, the train, or the bus, because it's all included in the monthly subscription.
So there's no differentiation between the means of transport, except the ICE and the IC train. So then there are like so-called Azubi tickets for people who are doing apprenticeships or are studying. They are usually around 50% of the normal ticket.
Yeah, the same as students, right? Students also pay lower ticket
Or
price.
the students actually get it for free from the university. That also sometimes happens.
Another way for you to get a cheaper price for the monthly subscription is if your company is subsidizing it for you.
Yeah, she has a subscription through her company, and the company takes the fee directly from the paychecks.
As opposed to paying 110 euros, I pay only 47 euros.
Yeah. If you want to get a car in Germany, first obviously you have to have a valid driver's license.
Yeah. By the way, Indonesian driver's license is not valid in Germany, so you have to take the class again, and then you have to take the test.
You can do it in 2 weeks, but it will run you around 2,000 euros. Obviously, to the cost of the car, you also need to have a car insurance, and depending on how old you are, like if you're between 18 and 25, that car insurance, depending on the type of car you want to get, but it's usually around 2,000 euros a year.
You also have to calculate the gas price.
This year we are now sitting at €1.45 per liter of like petrol fuel.
You also have to think about where you're going to park your car, because here parking is not free.
Yeah, in front of our streets you have to get a parking license from the city, which costs 35 euros a year, so it's not that expensive. It's just to regulate how many people can park, and like there's also a limited number of these parking licenses being issued. Another option is to rent a garage. You can expect to pay anything between 35 euros and 150 euros a month for a private garage.
Topic number 5 is household items. So apart from food that we have to buy every week, we also have to keep in mind that we need some stuff like soap, shampoo, some stuff for the bathroom, something to clean the kitchen.
There are actually like stores in Germany that are like specialized just on these articles.
Yeah.
DM and Rossmann.
Yeah.
The two biggest ones. So they both are basically the whole product range is just like makeup and bathroom cleaning products. So you can get anything there, like from shower gel, deodorant, hairstyling products, makeup,
cotton pads, trash bags, and for female we have to buy the period pads.
Yeah, you can get anything there, like toilet paper, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, tissues is also.
Yeah, and it's not really expensive in my opinion. Like they have a lot of good cheap options, like their own brands. If you want to go really cheap, all the products are around €1, I would say. Like if you buy like shower gel, it's like 99 cents. The cotton pads is like 79 cents for 140 cotton pads.
Yeah, so it depends again which brand you buy and what do you want to buy. But I guess in a week we spend like 10 euros, I would say, on this miscellaneous household stuff.
Maximum. I would more say it's more around 5 on average.
Number 6, we're going to discuss about subscriptions, which include phone contract and internet contract.
Because internet is not included in your rent.
Yeah.
Depending on the speed you want, I would say like around 40 euros usually for a 2-year contract. There's nothing shorter. There's no like monthly cancellation thing. So if you subscribe to one, you're stuck with it for 2 years. Unless you move out the country. And
I would say the phone contract is also more or less the same.
Yeah, it depends on what you actually want. So I have T-Mobile, which is from the telecom. I pay around 50 euros a month. I get 5 gigabytes of data, unlimited phone calls, unlimited SMS, and unlimited music streaming with Spotify and Amazon Music.
Right now I'm using Vodafone and it costs around 15 euros. I have 5 plus 9, so 5 plus 4, so it's 9 gigabytes of data. And I have a social pass, which is a Vodafone's program where you can surf for free in selected applications.
Yeah.
Right. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, which I can surf for free, and it's not included in the 9 gigabytes of data that I have monthly. We arrive at the last topic, which is extras. Obviously, this is optional and not everybody is going to spend their money on this, but we thought it would be sort of nice to include if you are interested to subscribe to Netflix, or if you want to have Disney Plus, or if you want to have an Amazon Prime just to watch, So the Netflix subscription will run you around 10 euros?
No, it's actually $12.99 at the moment for 2 devices and HD.
Yeah.
The 4K 4-device subscription I think is like $15.99 at the moment.
Yeah.
Amazon Prime runs you around 70 euros a year. Disney Plus, I have no idea. But
Disney Plus is also like I
10
think 13 euros or 12 euros per month.
Yeah.
So I would say around 12 to 13 euros for a normal movie and a normal cinema with the normal seating. But then again, if you buy popcorn and drinks and stuff, it's going to bump the price even way higher.
Expect at least like to spend 50 to 60 euros if you visit the cinema.
Oh, and keep in mind, most of the movies in Germany are in German, so be prepared to not understand anything and just looking at the pictures. That is it, the topics that we're going to discuss today about living costs in Germany. Obviously, it's going to vary depending on your budget, your spending spree, where you live, what you buy. We're just discussing all of the things here in a general term. Yeah. Let us know if you want us to describe more in detail about one of the topics that we just discussed by writing it on the comment box down below. Once again, thank you for watching our video and see you in the next one. Bye!
Bye! Ciao!